It's hard to tell sometimes with Lloris, Mike, because he had a fantastic game against Manchester United, yet he can also have games like this. And I think back of some really high-profile errors. Remember the World Cup final?
Yeah,
they won it, but he still made an error.
Every player's capable of making an error. It's just...
The frequency.
It's just, yeah, the frequency. And also, it's like a lesson learned in some respects. Because, like I said, that wasn't the first time he played that pass. I mean, you have to give credit to the Newcastle player for reading that one, you know? He's more or less, in some ways, you could say, it's great intuition by the Newcastle player because he's allowed him to play that and then he's read it and gone.
I think it was Longstaff, wasn't it?
Longstaff,
His head to it,
Longstaff. So credit to him, he's read the situation because it happened numerous times before that. And then, obviously, physically, he's more dominant and he's created the opportunity for the goal. But we can't take away the skill factor and the ability that he showed there with a player who's in form, top form, and he was clinical.
I'm not going to say his name, but there was one pundit we had who was quite critical of Lloris this season, who's been here, and he messaged me and put it politely. He says his best days are behind him. I'm not going to say who, you know who I'm talking about, but is he right? I mean, he joined Tottenham a year after you joined Liverpool. That's how long he's been at Spurs. He turns 36 years old on Boxing Day when the Premier League resumes after the World Cup.
For me, I think all the players, they have their up and downs. For me, I always like him as a goalkeeper. If he's past his best...
Do you think he's past his best?
Well, he wasn't past his best against Manchester United,
exactly,
was he?
No.
He had an outstanding game.
But if you're going to be a top six team, we've seen so many keepers excel when they're occupied throughout the course of an entire match. But it seems that the mark of a brilliant keeper is one who can step up in the 90th minute and make a crucial save, like we've seen Alisson do, for example.
Yeah, but I don't see Hugo, and obviously less now, but I think Alisson, even Ederson as well, Courtois, even if he's another kind of goalkeeper, they are in another level at the moment. But Hugo Lloris is a very, very good goalkeeper, in my opinion. But Luke De Gea had his tough time at Manchester United as well. So I don't think he's having a tough time now. Today, obviously, he should have cleaned the first goal, 100%. I agree. He should have kicked it first time. Second goal. And more when, I don't know why they complicate sometimes when... It's true, obviously, to talk now from here, because probably on the pitch I would have maybe done the same, but when things are not going well for you, play the less complicated possible. So you have an error in the first goal, don't complicate yourself anymore. Just try to play long and simple. And he make another error, so it's even worse for him. But for me, I don't think he's gone his best yet. No.
Mike, is he past his best?
No, not for me. I think he still holds the spot, you know, until his manager thinks differently. But there are. It's like anything. A goalkeeping error usually results in a goal. Yeah. An outfield player's error doesn't always necessarily result in a goal because there's other players around him. So everything gets highlighted. I do think in that occasion he's made a rod for his own back, you know, by playing the way he did. But I couldn't see. You can't say just because of that he's over the hill or he's done. I think there's still plenty more in him. I mean, you're right. He's gone from a top performance against Manchester United to not a crazy performance tonight. It's just that he's got beat because Tottenham didn't turn up early in the game, really. They didn't really control the game well enough. Newcastle took control of that. And then really when Tottenham came into it, he did mostly everything right, you know. So for me, yeah, he's still a player. Still a player for Tottenham.
No, I think he's in the top group of goalkeepers in the Premier League. He's not at the very top. Manchester City and Liverpool have those two goalkeepers, in my opinion. But he's still in that top echelon.
The reserve keeper is your former teammate, former Newcastle boy, the one they bought in the summer, Fraser Forster.
Ah, yeah.
They just brought him in. Can you imagine him being the starting keeper for Spurs? I mean, not to say that Lloris is going to be dropped, but what if he gets injured? What if it's a cup game and Conte wants to shuffle the pack?
I think he's a good goalkeeper, don't get me wrong, but I agree with Gary. I think Hugo... Today, be realistic and like Mike just mentioned, the first goal could be a foul, OK? So let's take that away. Second goal, he tried to play, it's true, but then Almiron does something that is other mistakes in the goal. It's not just his mistake from You take that things away, I think he has a quite good performance on the game. So, Hugo, I think you're talking about with Fraser Forster in this case, you're talking about their level of goalkeeper. That maybe Conte give him the chance, few games, and see how he goes. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I think Hugo Lloris is in another kind of level, in my opinion.
Fraser was in the reserve team when you were at Newcastle, right?
Yeah. He trained with us a lot.
Yeah. So in case anyone's questioning my knowledge there, it is true. It is true.
It is true.
Yes.
It is
your
true.
favourite phrase.